step into my ring, you gorgeous legends. Because today, we're not just revisiting a throwback, we're revisiting a force. A man who didn't talk, didn't dance, didn't waste your time with 10-minute promos or backstage politics. He just showed up, wrecked whoever stood in front of him, and left the crowd absolutely breathless. His name was Goldberg, and for a hot, chaotic, unforgettable moment, he was WCW's most dominant creation. Their monster, their weapon, their ticket to war with WWE. And now in 2025, he's making a comeback. One more run, one last match against none other than Gunther. It's 1997. WCW is hot. We're talking red hot. NWO is running wild. The cruiserweights are flipping off the ropes like superheroes. And Monday Nitro is outdrawing Raw for the first time in history. But behind all that flash, WCW needed something else, something real. Someone who could stand across the ring from anyone and make them look afraid. And that's when Goldberg walked in. The first time the fans saw him, they didn't know what they were looking at, but they knew one thing. This man was not here to play. Spear, jackhammer, pin, repeat. Week after week, crowd after crowd, he became unstoppable. Now, let's talk about that number. You've heard it. You've seen it on merch. 173 and 0. Was it accurate? Girl, no. Not even close. But did it matter? Absolutely not. Because every time Goldberg wrestled, fans believed he was gonna win. And not just win, annihilate. The matches were short, brutal, explosive, and the streak became a storyline all by itself. And that's when WCW made their first mistake. They didn't have an answer. They built the perfect monster with no end game. So this Goldberg story, it all came crashing down. Starrcade 1998. Goldberg, 173 and 0, the undefeated wrecking machine, finally facing Kevin Nash. A top name, a believable challenge. The match was hyped. The stakes were high. The streak was on the line. And then came this twist. During this match, there were several interferences. Scott Hall interferes dressed as security and uses a literal cattle prod to shock Goldberg mid-match. It's like a taser, like literally a long electric stick used to shock cows into moving. Why did Scott Hall have one? Who approved of this? I don't know. WCW never explained it in a way that made sense. That was the big plan. That was the grand ending to the most dominant run in WCW history. One zap. This wasn't the rise of a new top guy. This wasn't about elevating Kevin Nash. This was about WCW playing with shock value and killing their greatest creation just for the sake of a got you moment. There was no drama, no emotional weight, no passing of the torch, just bad storytelling. And from that night on, the phenomenon that was Goldberg was never quite the same after that. Goldberg wasn't built on promos or long-winded storytelling. He didn't need a 20-minute segment to get his point across. He was the story. Goldberg is the type of wrestler you only see once in a generation. He represented dominance. And the moment they tried to make him look normal, the legend began to fade. After WCW collapsed, Goldberg disappeared for a while. He didn't jump to WWE right away. He stayed on the sidelines watching the chaos from afar. And honestly, could you blame him? Part of me respects it. He knew his worth, and he wasn't about to be thrown into some invasion storyline just to lose to Stone Cold. In 2003, Goldberg finally went to WWE, and it was weird. He feuded with Triple H, he won the world title, he had moments, but something felt off. WWE didn't know how to use him. They made him talk too much. They didn't protect the mystique. And then came WrestleMania 20. Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. Both men leaving the company, the crowd turning on everyone. It was awkward, it was ugly, and it was the worst way to say goodbye. But years later, Goldberg came back, 2016, and faced Brock again. This time, squash match. This was one of the most shocking, wildest comebacks in wrestling history. Squash match? So now, here we are, it's 2025, and Goldberg is back again. It has been confirmed. One final feud, one last send-off, a proper goodbye for the man who once tore through WCW. And his official opponent, Gunther. Now listen, part of me gets it. Goldberg is a legend. He did change the game. He deserves a moment to say goodbye on his terms. Goldberg hasn't had a match in years, and the last few weren't exactly 5-star classics. But if there's anyone who could bring out the best of them in his final hours, it's Gunther. He's methodical, dangerous. He's not going to bury Goldberg, but he will test him. Now, I do predict this will be a solid match. No squash match this time around. WWE is clearly building Gunther to be the future of the company. So if he is stepping in the ring with Goldberg, he's not just showing up to win. He's showing up to prove that he belongs in that spot. And Goldberg, he is stepping in the ring to remind the world, one last time, that there was a reason they all feared him in the first place. So let's end with this. Goldberg wasn't perfect. He was the last true monster WCW ever created. So maybe this last run isn't about the match. Maybe it's about closure. Either way, we'll be watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more glam wrestling commentary every single week. I'm Gorgeous Mara, and I'm too cute to talk.